First at 6 tonight, we have team coverage of a fire that destroyed a senior living apartment complex in Vinita. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jonathan Cooper.
And I'm Tatum Gwynn. Firefighters say thankfully everyone made it out safely. Vinita Police say Roger Woolman is in custody, accused of purposely setting that fire. News on 6's Reagan Ledbetter is in Vinita with new details from investigators.
Several local fire departments spent hours working to put this fire out of the Burroughs Manor Senior Living apartment complex, but this is now a criminal investigation. Vinita Police arrested a resident, Roger Woolman, who they say intentionally set a fire here on the third story of this apartment building. Right now, he is in the Craig County Jail, booked for first-degree arson. Now, fire crews say this fire, again, was intentionally set on the third floor, which created a lot of challenge for firefighters. The building is kind of a horseshoe shape, and so getting access to put the fire out was a challenge. They couldn't actually get in there, get up to that third story. They had to rely on ladder trucks to put enough water on top to get the fire put out. Several agencies were out here. Now, when the call first went out as a disturbance call, they say that's when Vinita Police, the Craig County Sheriff's Office, came here, saw the building was on fire, and those officers and deputies raced in and worked to get the 48 people living at this building out of the complex. Now, right now, crews are working to kind of wrap things up right now, checking for hot spots to figure out where the damage is at. But the fire chief says this could have been a lot worse.
Fire in a three-story apartment building, it's pretty severe. It's tough. So the building itself is probably going to be a complete loss.
The fire chief tells me 4 of his firefighters were taken to the hospital, mainly for heat exhaustion. Now, a couple of the 48 residents who were here that were taken out of the building, a couple of them were taken to the hospital. I know one of them for smoke inhalation. Now, as I said, this is now a criminal investigation. The ATF has been called in. Agents are here on scene right now. They're working to figure out what happened. A lot of the residents are tribal, so that's why federal agencies have been called in to investigate. They'll soon work to figure out, find evidence, and figure out what exactly led up to setting this fire. In Vinita, Reagan Ledbetter, Oklahoma's Own, News on 6.
We continue our team coverage. Reagan touched on this a bit. This fire is impacting dozens of people who live there.
Let's go now to News on 6's Aaron Conrad, who is live on the scene with more of our team coverage. Aaron?
Well, Coop and Tatum, the 48 people who lived here are now looking for somewhere else to stay tonight. They've already lost their homes, and right now their belongings are still inside, but they are not allowed to go back in, and we don't know when they will be allowed back in. We're told most of them have families nearby that they're able to stay with, and they've made arrangements with. However, there are going to be about 10 to 20 people who will be staying in the community church across the street that has now been set up as a Red Cross shelter. We spoke with one woman earlier today who's picking up her uncle right after he escaped the flames.
I'm just very grateful that everyone's okay and that everyone's safe, and I'm sorry that people lost their apartments, but all that matters is that their lives are okay, that they're still okay.
Well, coming up tonight at 9 and 10, we'll hear more from her and find out more on the needs of the folks that will be staying in the shelter tonight and the folks that are staying with family that right now have no home to come back to. Live in Vinita, Aaron Conrad, Oklahoma's Own, News on 6.